Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to yet another edition of the most remarkable Marketing Invisible podcast. My name is Tom Poland, sitting on the sand here at Little Castaways Beach in Queensland, Australia, being joined today by Josh Hainham. Josh, a very warm welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Where are you hanging out?
I'm in Oakland, California.
Oakland, California. I just told Josh the story of about 50 years ago, a guy got on a plane, and I don't know where he was heading out from, somewhere in like San Francisco or LA or wherever. And he got on the plane, he sat down, and he was flying to Oakland, California. And the plane took off, and drinks were served, and the captain came on and said, welcome to flight, blah, blah, blah. We'll be arriving in Oakland in 12 hours and 30 minutes. You're thinking, 12 hours, 30 minutes, this is like a 20-minute plane flight. And, of course, the plane was heading to Auckland, New Zealand, not Oakland, California. Anyway, with that little humorous anecdote aside, for those of you who don't know Josh, he's got some IP, which I personally find incredibly exciting. Having been a marketer for 39 years, I have not cracked this particular nut that Josh has cracked, and it's an exciting nut to crack. So just to sort of take some of the mystery away from that, he's the co-founder of Interact. It's a self-funded software company used by 50,000 businesses around the world to create interactive content, and to thereby the context of what I'm interested in is generating new clients. So the title, Josh, is How to Use Quizzes for Marketing and Generate New Clients in Just 7 Minutes. So let's kick off. Our time starts as soon as I find the countdown timer. Now, question number one, Josh, who is your ideal client?
Our ideal client is a forward-thinking marketer, i.e. somebody that is out there exploring new things. Like you had mentioned, this is something that a lot of people have not cracked to date. So we are looking for the people that are trying to explore what's next in the marketing world.
And typically, what sort of industries are they in? Or is it just incredibly diverse?
It's typically B2C, so a lot of retail, a lot of coaching courses, that kind of stuff. Online content does really well. Nonprofits. So anybody that's out there selling to the individual rather than into an organization or a business does really well with these quizzes.
I could imagine it would also do very well for people like me who are marketing to small business owners or independent professionals.
Right. So that kind of falls into that same category where it's one person making a decision, because a quiz is a very personal experience. You want it to go to an individual who can use that personal experience to then parlay into their buying experience.
As opposed to marketing to, say, corporate.
Right.
Thank you. Question number two, and just under 6 minutes left. So what's the problem you solve for them?
So the problem that we solve for them is starting the conversation. It's really hard to start a positive conversation, and it's hard to understand who people are, especially at scale. We've done a lot of stuff online that's very much us blasting out a message to an audience, and we don't know if it's going to stick. That is the message. This way, you can actually filter people before you start a conversation and have a meaningful conversation with each person that comes in and interacts with your quiz or the content that you create through our platform.
Very clever. Starting the conversation. That is the hardest part of marketing. So question number three, just over 5 minutes left. So if someone has not discovered your services, what are some of the symptoms they're going to be experiencing with their marketing?
Biggest one is just not knowing who you're selling to or how to sell to them effectively. You're going to hear a lot of complaints about, I don't know who my customers are or what they want. That's because you haven't learned about them. You haven't talked to them. You haven't had those conversations. And the root problem is that you're just not having meaningful discussions with the people who are buying your products and services. So the symptoms are really going to look like, I don't know who I'm selling to, and I have no idea why they're not buying what I'm selling.
And are they possibly going to be doing significant volumes of marketing, but can't figure out why they're not getting the response?
Right. None of it's going to be landing. You're just going to be doing a lot of work for no results.
Right. Frustrating, disappointing, expensive, time-consuming. Ouch. So someone wakes up one day and they go, I've got to fix this. This is a problem. We're doing all this marketing, not getting a response, not sure who my ideal client really is, how to engage with them. Question number four, just over 4 minutes left. What are some of the common mistakes that people like that would make when they're trying to solve this problem?
Yeah, one of the most common mistakes is just trying different things. You'll read a blog post, you'll try the thing, it won't work. You'll try another thing, it won't work. They'll never really dive into who it is that you're trying to sell to. What do they want? What are they interested in? Rather, you're just going from tactic to tactic, hoping that one of them sticks and actually works. And we see this all the time. People come to us, they're like, oh, this is the latest flavor of the day. I'm going to try this. Maybe it'll work. Still having no idea who their customer actually is.
Right.
So that's really the number one thing.
So it's could probably sum that up by saying they're putting tactics before the strategy is figured out.
Exactly.
Cart before the horse. Thank you. Question number 5, just 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. What is one valuable free action that an audience member could take that'll take them, it's not going to solve the whole problem, but it might take them one step closer to figuring this thing out?
Right. So the most valuable thing you can do is just pick up the phone or jump on a Zoom or jump on a Skype call and talk with a few of your clients. Let them explain their frustrations. Why are they using your product? Why are they interested in your product? What are their struggles? And listen to them talk about their day-to-day. If you understand a lot better who they are, your messaging is going to be so much more on point because you're going to be talking to those people. And even if you go way too far and you end up writing your entire website for those 3 people that you talk to, that's so much better than if you write your website for who the heck knows, just random people that you think are going to use your product. Actually take that time, listen to them, spend hours if need be talking to each person.
Perfect. Thank you. So question number 6, 2.5 minutes left. What's one valuable free resource that you can direct people to that's going to help them a bit more?
Yeah, so I would say our website, but I'm actually going to say go to our website, which is tryandreact.com, and then click on the blog link because I talk about a lot of this stuff, about how to start these conversations, how to ask good questions, how to understand who your audience is, how to profile them, how to segment them, not in a facetious or like a, undermining way, but just in a truly human understanding way.
Right.
Because the biggest thing that you can do is know who is using your product or who wants to use your product, who's interested in it, and what are their struggles. Not necessarily just about what you're doing, but in general. What are their worries? What are their fears? What are they concerned about? Why are they doing the job they're doing in the first place? And so I kind of write about just different, tips and tricks and easy things you can do to get started with that, because it's a huge thing to uncover. And so you can go to the blog there and check that stuff out.
So that's www.interact.com. Look for the blog. Question number 7, and 75 seconds left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Yeah, so I think it should have been around like, what's the most valuable kind of thing that I can leave? Because this is 7 minutes, we don't have a lot of time. What's the one thing that I can leave you with? And the one thing that I can leave you with is actually a reiteration of what I already said, which is pick up the phone and talk to one person. Don't worry about 3, don't worry about 5. Talk to one person. And I guarantee you, if you don't walk away with something that is extremely valuable from that conversation, I would be shocked. Every single time I talk to a client and I go into the conversation just with a listening ear, I come away learning so much more. And some of our biggest innovations come from that. So talk to one client or potential client and let them explain everything that they want to and just listen.
So we've got a whopping 25 seconds left. How would you start the conversation with that person?
So I would just say, hey, I always start super honest. Like, hey, we're looking to redesign some of our product right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you want, we can screen share and you can kind of run through each piece of it. How do you use it? What do you use it for? What do you like? What do you not like? Just, let me have
Fantastic.
it. There's no filter here. That's
Fantastic.
what you got to do.
Josh, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.